Welcome everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is the MSV podcast. Here we talk about crypto. My name is Sabi, I am your host today. Let's start. Let's just start with some easier topic, and maybe if you could give us a brief background, what you did until now in your career, what you worked on, what you like, that would be amazing.
Okay, so my name is William Simonin. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Corsica. I travel a lot, and finally, after studying computing in France and UK, I moved to a small town named Metz at the east of Paris. I like innovation. I like a lot of things. Plane, for example. So I'm a pilot with I have a lot of passion like that. And I started my first company 8 years ago. And since this moment, I dedicated the main part of my life to work, create projects, and each time in the field of innovation, mainly with my brother Owen, who I know as Asher.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much for the introduction. Yeah, now you mentioned that you like innovation. I saw that the team was at the CES in Las Vegas just recently. I saw lots of products from there, lots of innovations. Can you tell us which one pops in your head like favorite or most interesting for you?
To be totally transparent, I had so many meetings that I didn't have the time to do some meetings, discovering new product and so on. But I know that there is a competitor of Nespresso who created a quite interesting machine to create a frozen coffee. And
I saw that.
Lot of people. Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. Many people got stuck with the flying car, but there were some very interesting smaller items. Now, okay, let's move forward because that's not why people are listening in probably. So we talk about CS because I could talk about that for hours. Let's discuss just a bit about the team, about the people behind Tada, and then we will go deeper into the details regarding your project.
Yeah, of course. So first of all, when I had the idea of Tada, I directly contact one of my old friend named Valentin, who was my one of my technical friends since 10 years ago, and we did the same school named Epitech in France. So we already built a lot of projects together in the field of robotics, in the field of computing security, in the field of innovation too. By the way, just after our school, he moved to another project than Vivoca when I created my first company, and I know that if Valentin accepts to join me for this project, it should be very cool to start because we already know each other. I know how we worked. And he will be able to help me to create the dream team to be able to move forward. Then for the community, we reach one of my other friend specialized in different fields and with a really good knowledge of around ecosystem. It's also a Corsican guy named Pierre Manuel, but we used to name it Pepe. For the COO, for the COO of the company, Florian Guichon, I used to work with Florian since the beginning of Vivoca. So Florian was my ex-CEO in Vivoca, and I moved it to Tada to start the foundation and try to create the project as fast as possible. And for the sales director, Alexander Copper, I met him for the first crowdfunding campaign we launched 7 years ago for Vivoca. Basically, we had to we planned to do a Kickstarter, which was a crowdfunding campaign in the US mainly, where you can create a product and share it with the community. But at this time, it was quite important for us to make a campaign in English. And as you can hear, I have a really strong French accent, but I really look for an American guy who can do the video and talk as a
I think you broke up.
Issue on my phone. Okay, it's good. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. You were that you needed a guy who can make a video and the presentation in English.
Perfect. And I met this guy. He helped me. We become friends, and we continue to discuss each other since a long time ago. And he was a sales director of different companies, mainly in Luxembourg. And when we launched Tada, I pitched directly the idea to Alexander, and he accepted to join me at the creation of the project. So that's for a part of the core team. And then we, thanks to our network, reach different talents worldwide, and they accepted to join the team, and we built like that, basically.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, it's a pretty long road from Vivoca. I also watched your presentation at X Day, and it's pretty amazing what you put together. By the way, regarding your accent, I didn't even notice, but I think so far we had like one guest who was a native English speaker. Nobody's native English speaker here, so our audience is used to that. Okay. Let's discuss then about when did you start Tada? So we know that Vivoca is a mother company. That was 8 years ago, right? I could also see that in the presentation. When was the first time that you said that, okay, we need Tada because we need some kind of a service, some kind of a product which we don't have, and maybe we can build it even further to maybe become a supplier of this, but we will discuss about that as well.
Exactly. To provide you a bit of context, and also for the auditors, Vivoca was an AI company specialized in speech recognition. We used to do our own engine and machine learning system. Today we sell our speech recognition technology worldwide, mainly for large companies in fields like robotics, logistics, defense, and so on. But to create our own artificial intelligence, we need different things. First of all, the machine learning system created by researchers, developers, engineers, and so on, but also and mainly a lot of data. And when my research and development, my head of research and development told me, William, we need better data, higher quality, we need more and more for all the languages we would like to do, and it's quite complex to obtain. We try to see on the market the different data providers. We start working with some of them, but each time we had the same issue, the quality of the data. We used to buy different data sets. Let's take an example of data set for speech recognition machine learning is basically thousands of hours of person who speak. Man, woman, different ages, different background noise, and so on. The diversity of the data is really, really important. And each time when we looked in the data set, we used to only keep maybe 45 or 50% of the data set. The rest, the quality of the rest was too poor to help us to train a machine learning system. So we decided, first of all, for our own need, to create Tada, one of the first applications who can help any AI companies, first of all, speech recognition companies, to get high quality data. But when we started this project, we saw that in the field of artificial intelligence, every AI companies had the same issue: diversity, quality, and price. Even for the video, even for the images, text, and so on. For example, OpenAI to create ChatGPT had to hire 600 of people internally just for the quality check of the data. When we saw that, and when we see that with Tada, we will be able, thanks to the blockchain, to create a generic system, we started deeply studying of this market, and we saw that last year, AI companies spend more than $60 billion to get data, to provide the labelization, the quality check, and so on. But this amount was so crazy that we choose to open the potential of Tada, not only for speech recognition companies, but for any kind of AI companies in the world.
Well, that's very interesting. And I always find fascinating when people projects, a group of people, they just switch maybe targets, objectives, because they recognize maybe a market gap, or room for improvement. We will get back to this. Right now, I want to discuss about this AI boom which we have seen, because I think you are the first guest who are in this space that is for so long in AI. Okay, we can say that you are working in this with Vivoca for 8 years. Did you see this AI boom which we witnessed last year, or did you think that this is going to be a build up, just seeing that what it's needed, what companies are searching, or you were just waiting? Because there in many markets, people who are very deep in these markets, they know that there is going to be a boom, as it was with the internet, but we can also go and talk about nuclear resources and all kind of markets. So did you see this? Did you expect this? Or you were just thinking that, okay, this is going to be a build up and we will build the project on it?
To be totally honest, I, of course, expected it when I started to work on the first company, Vivoca. I remember that when I started Vivoca, it was just after the movie. I hope everyone in this place saw it, Iron Man, famous Marvel, where you can find Jarvis.
Of course.
Speech recognition system with a good AI, able to do everything and control everything. When I saw that, for me, it was really logic. I knew at that time that in the future, the most used interface will be the speech recognition. At that time, it was before Google Home, before Amazon Echo, and before all what we have today. For the investors, the partner, and so on, I was a crazy guy when I explained to everyone that yes, don't worry, in few years you will see speech recognition will be everywhere and blah blah blah. It was quite complex for me, but I knew that this will happen. Today, we have speech recognition in our computer, cars, TV, mobile phone, and so on. But basically, it was the same for AI. I remember that when we started work on AI, we had a lot of constraints and issues in terms of memory, in terms of footprint, the capacity of computer, in terms of internet connection, and so on. So even if we had a lot of idea, we were stuck by the hardware capacity. Today, a few years after that, we don't have the same constraint. The capacity of our mobile phone are better than the computers maybe two years ago. So right now, we don't have the same issues, and we can do whatever you want. And LLM, large language model, are an example with ChatGPT. So I strongly believe that the boom of AI will just start right now, because we can do whatever we have in mind. Developers have the best place to build, and we have all the tools. And for me, ChatGPT is just an example of what AI can bring in some sectors. And I can't wait to see how will be the world in maybe 5 years maximum. But this will happen very, very, very fastly, because we don't have enough limit in terms of capacity.
That is very interesting, because you just you are halfway through answering my next question, because as with every industry, we had this big boom, and then it came. It was tamed, let's say, and now everybody considers AI just like a plugin. Everybody says, of course, we went through the whole levels with the dystopian future, or with the going to Mars with it and everything, or AI is taking everybody's job, even in agriculture. But I think that this is just a transition phase, and my question would be that how do you see now? Do you see that AI will be part of our everyday life all the time, even if we are talking about individuals, or maybe it will be a playground for bigger companies, and it will be used to serve the people more, or for whatever. So do you think that we will go like vertical phase from here?
I think both. I think AI will, of course, be a part of our daily life, and basically it's already the case. I see a lot of cars we use automatic driving, that technology use AI. Each time you want to connect your phone to the internet, the different technology and infrastructures use AI, pathfinding AI to try to optimize everything possible. In terms of security, AI is really used everywhere. But of course, in some verticals and for many fields. Just to provide you some example, I strongly believe that the medical field will be revolutionized by AI, just because an AI will be more relevant than a doctor in making diagnostics, for example. For all the production, the industry, AI and robotics will be hyper efficient in comparison to a human. Marketing, communication, and maybe for the some reports, we saw how ChatGPT can be powerful, and the same for daily and similar example for images. All the transport, as we know today, this market will be totally revolutionized by AI too, with autonomous vehicle. And I think not only in car, we saw in the CS, for example, the next taxi could be drones. And of course, and I really hope that we will not have to pass a drone driving license to pilot a drone. I really hope that it will be driven by AI. So I strongly believe that
I hope so too.
Of course, for whole the industry, AI will help. And also we will have common AI as Jarvis in some way as an AI assistant. But this AI will not be an AI as Google Home or Siri or Amazon Echo that are just reactive AI. You ask a question, Google Home can answer you an answer. You order a command and Google Home will execute it. Now, I think the next generation of AI will be, first of all, well connected to everything. You will have the same AI to your car, your phone, your computer, your TV, and basically this AI will know everything, but also and mainly you. What do you want? What do you plan to do? Your calendar, basically everything. And this AI will be or can be proactive. So this AI will push you some really interesting thing you want to do, you have to know, and things like that. So that's my vision. So if it will happen in 2 years or maybe
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
10 or never, I don't know, but I really see the future like this.
Well, that's very interesting that you mentioned about the proactivity of AI, because I think I remember, but years ago, maybe 5, 6, 8 years ago, maybe Samsung announced that they will have a phone which will monitor, your mood or what you want to do, or you can train that you want to be more productive or you are just chilling, and it will react and recommend you contents, maybe activities or whatever you want to do in order to help you. So I think obviously they were also looking forward to AI, and that is what they were thinking about. So and on the other hand, with the drones and the cars, yes, and I think it's also part of this accelerated life we are living. I mean, when you feel that driving home, it's a waste of time, let's say, and you would do something else. So I'm a big up for autonomous driving, honestly, and obviously it can be only achieved with AI after some limits. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Okay, let's discuss a bit about Tada and about you wanted to add something?
No, I can maybe present you what is Tada and what we would like to do with Tada.
Yes, let's do that. And then I will have some questions as well.
Okay, fine. So basically, you can see Tada as a platform. Let's take a mobile application, where in one hand we can have different companies, AI companies, who have different needs. Let's take, for example, Apple can look for 1,000 of hours of people speaking Romanian, and let's say they have a budget of $100,000. They will provide us the needs and the budget. And on the other hand, we have a community of people everywhere. It's not only Web3 people, but any kind of human with a smartphone can apply and be a part of Tada. And thanks to our system, we will get the needs. We will split the job into a lot of tasks, and we will spread the task to the community. Depending on different things, of course, the skills of each user of the community, who are they, and so on. And if a user has the capacity to answer to a simple task, they will be able to do it and earn money. Let's take an example for Apple. Each people who talk Romanian will see a sentence on his smartphone and will just have to read it. Then we will record his voice, but we will not directly send the voice to the customers. We will keep it and send the audio recording to, let's say, 2 or 3 other users in the community. And they will have a special job. They will have to double check the quality of the data. These people will be the checkers, and each checker will listen the audio file and answer to simple questions. Is it a man or a woman? If there are not background noise? What did the person said? And so on. And if there is a consensus, if every checker talks that the quality is good enough, we will send the audio file, so the data, directly to the customers, and we will pay either the checkers and the data producers. That's the basic concept of Tada, and it's exactly the same for every kind of data. Users can take a picture, can make a translation, can take a selfie, and so on. So for each time companies need data and the community can produce it through a simple task, Tada is relevant to make that happen and double check the quality. So that's the basic concept. So of course we add different layers on top of that, including the gamification, including we let the customers choose the number of checkers they want and so on. But the main concept of Tada is that. And thanks to the blockchain, we can prove everything. We can prove that when I discuss with the customers and I told them that each data was qualified by 2 or 3 checkers, I can prove it. If I explain to a user that he will not be paid for one sentence because there is too much background noise, thanks to the blockchain, I can prove it. And thanks to this system, we can be really efficient because blockchain is worldwide, and we can use this technology to move really fastly. And I strongly believe that thanks to this system, we can provide data with a higher quality than the competition in few hours, where the competition can do it in maybe a few weeks or months. So that's my vision and what we would like to do with Tada. And it's already available on the beta stage.
Yes, and I actually tried it because you guys were kind enough to give me access, and to many more, because it was also competition with video reviews and everything. And I have to say it's very intuitive, the software, it's very easy to use. And yeah, congrats for that. Now, what you just said here, that everything can be proved. I don't know, for some reason, you remember me of NFTs. Do NFTs have anything to do with this, or will they be part of the project? Are you planning with it, or it's just not necessary at this step?
At this step, we only release and disclose some information about potential items. So at this step, I cannot answer you yes, but I cannot answer you no. The only thing I can tell you is that we plan to disclose a lot of things this year, and everything we will release will be useful for the project. I cannot say more than that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can say anything here because it's just between us, so no worries. Spill the win. Okay, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Thank you very much for the insight. Let's move forward and let's discuss a bit about the clients of Tada, right? Because you said already that I mean, from what you said, I understood that, for example, Vivoka is already a client of Tada. I mean, that's how you identified what needs to be done. And you are then targeting bigger entities with the supply, and the community being, let's say, the supplier who gets paid for these for the voice recognition. I mean, for the audio file, for example, for I saw in the application there are tasks when you have to recognize objects like clothes or clothing. And
Yeah,
am I in the
exactly.
right space here?
Yeah, exactly. So for the moment, we already have some customers. I think, already disclose maybe 1 or 2 names maximum, because we onboard customers one by one. For the moment, on the technical point of view, we implement different features. So of course, speak recognition, voice recording is already on the application. That was the first feature we developed. Same for labelization of pictures with the clothes, for example, and also some videos. I think for a security company, we developed selfie pictures to try to find a deepfake. We are on the technical side trying to continue to implement different kind of data aggregation system. And on the sales part, we are onboarding customers one by one to continue to scale, which is quite interesting with our model. Is when on the technical point of view, we implement a feature to record speak recognition, to record voice, from users, we can then scale these verticals and sign every kind of speak recognition companies in the world. So our main challenge will be to onboard different kind of customers, first of all. We are targeting mid-market because it's quite important for us to make some partnerships. And of course, when you are the first customers of a feature, your feedback are really, really, really important. And we have to be sure that everything is correct and good enough for the customers before scaling this part. And on our strategy, as soon as we will have enough logo, the architecture will be really solid and proof. We will target the next level of our strategy, the big players, because even Amazon, Apple, Tesla, OpenAI, and so on spend a lot of money to get a good quality of data. So thanks to our advisory board, the Luc Julia, for example, we have access to those companies, but for the moment it's too early for Tada to pick the project and try to start a partnership with them. So we will wait for the good moment, but our aim, our target, and I really think I will be proud of Tada if one day we will be able to sign with one of these companies.
Well, I do wish that we will see that as soon as possible. But actually, watching this space, the crypto space, the technology which is developed on the blockchain, and how now institutions, bigger entities, are looking at these smaller startups, for example, and how everybody adapts. I think they are also trying to keep up the pace. So maybe what 10 years ago or even 5 years ago would not have been possible, in 1 year it's going to be a done deal. So I do hope that we will see that very soon. But obviously I understand that you need and you are prepared to climb the ladder, and first you want to prove your data and the product before pitching it to bigger ones. Okay, now let's go a bit forward and let's go into, I like to call it a degen part, but it's not degen part. It's about the crypto, how we got used to it. I think we also need to grow a bit with the crypto space, because we are talking about more and more serious business here. You are launching on Multiverse X soon. We do know the date. It's going to be beginning of February, if I remember correctly. Can we talk a bit about why on Multiverse X? How do you find the team? Why did you decide to launch on this ecosystem?
So why Multiverse X is a good question. So first of all, when we started the project, we of course know that thanks to the blockchain, we will be able to raise a lot of things and pain points we will have to answer. But the remaining questions was what kind of blockchain? So we wrote every needed we have in terms of security, in terms of scalability, in terms of cost, fees, and so on. And we benchmark basically different kind of blockchains. So we had some proposition from different really interesting ecosystem. But finally, we choose Elrond for many reasons. The first one, it was really important for us. We looked for a partner where we really can trust them as a partners. And thanks to my background with my brother, we already used to work with Multiversix since a long time ago as Meria, one of the company we co-founded with my brother, already on board them, and we are one of their validators. So we already knew the team. That was really important. And I also look for partners who will take TADA really seriously. Let's take that like that. And as Multiversix accepted to invest on our project, we aligned the interest. Also, we look for a partner who will be able to provide you a really scalable chain, and Multiversix validate all the technical points in terms of security, scalability, also low fees. Then it was really important for us to be able to launch the product on the launchpad. Not for the money, but mainly because for an application as TADA, we need, of course, a large community, but it's not possible for us to scale step by step. Considering the kind of customers we would like to address, one of the main questions we have is, you have the community, you have a large community enough, yes or no? It's not yes, but maybe in 1 year and so on. So we know that as soon as we launch the application, not the beta, but the real version of the application, we need to have the largest community as possible. And the Launchpad is a great tool to get that kind of growth in terms of community. So we deal with Multiversix for the Launchpad. We passed all the due diligence. And finally, it was really important for us for the long-term vision of TADA to be totally independent. And for that, we will need our own chain. So hopefully, Multiversix raised a sovereign chain. And that's why that was the last point we had to fill to complete the list. And we chose Multiversix.
Understood. Interesting. Should we imagine this kind of an L2?
Yes, kind of. So basically, the most important and independent of what, how we will do that in terms of technical solution. Just to explain you why we could need our own chain, it's really important to understand that for our customers, let's take for example Siri, Apple, to create a speech recognition system, you need at least 1,000 hours of audio file. But considering each user will only read a sentence is like 3 or 4 seconds. If you divide 1,000 hours into 3 seconds, each 3 seconds will have to be double check or triple check. You will really quickly pass the millions of transactions if everything is on the blockchain. And then even if Elrond has a really low fees, that fees multiplied by millions of transactions can cost a lot. So it's really important for us to find different solutions. So that's just an example of why we need to have in the future our own instance of chain. But yes, it was a really, really important technical point, and we had to find the solution of that future problems and issue to anticipate.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it, to be honest, and I agree with you. And I do think that for the plans you have, it's probably the best if you have everything in one package, you know, on your own chain. So yeah, I am not that technical, so I cannot give you any pointers. But of course, I agree with what you just said. Okay. Now, while I was testing the application, I could see that for each task I got some tokens. Some tokens were locked, obviously, because as you just said, the audio file or whatever I provided needed to be checked. Can we discuss a bit about the tokens utility?
Yes. So when we launch the application, we will use the token for basically the main thing on the application, all the payment system. So which means when the customers will provide us money with the needs, we will do a buyback on the market directly to buy the token, because obviously we will cannot ask, let's say, Apple to log on Multiversix and buy a token by themselves. So we will do that for them. Then we will use the token to pay directly all the users. Also, the token is used for all the deposit system, and thanks to the smart contract, every micropayment will be done depending on the task of everyone, the quality, and so on. So that's for the main features implemented at day one. Also, in parallel, all the retention mechanism, stacking program, and so on will be available. And in the second time, as for example what I told, depending on when we will launch our own instance, the token will be used for different things. It will pay the gas fees. We announce that in the near future there will be a marketplace, and the token we will have a main utility on that marketplace with maybe some items, but I cannot tell you more about that. And depending on the next step, if we want to make things evolve in terms of, for example, governance, the token will have a particular utility for that too. But it's a bit early for the moment to talk about that.
Understood. Interesting. Okay. Well, with the marketplace and everything, I'm already imagining a couple of things which we cannot talk about just yet. I just want to give a shout out here. So if anybody has any questions, then it would be a great time to write it in the comments or ask to be a speaker a bit later, because I'm approaching my last 2 questions, and if there was anything which I left out or we left out, then feel free to type it or ask to be a speaker, as I said. I think what I'm interested in is that since we know that Tada will be launched on Multiversix, and I know that that is the main thing you are focusing on right now, but I'm sure that you have the plans already laid out for after the launch. So what will be the next step for Tada for launch? What you think that you want to do just after the launch, after the dust settled, and maybe you got one good night's sleep, and then the next day you want to make this step?
For the good night's sleep, I don't think for the first evening I will be able to sleep, but basically lot of things, lot of challenges. So of course, first of all, we are working on the best launch as possible. We'll continue to sign customers and raise community worldwide. Raise the community worldwide will be a really hard challenge for us, but one of the main one. Because for the moment we are only whitelisted people on the app. Of course, the release of the application, because we will start the token before the app, onboard different kind of partners, and maybe announce a listing, because it will be quite important for a project as Tada to be listed on the SEX. So that's also will be one of the main short-term challenge, if I can say it like that.
Okay, interesting. I'm looking forward to see that. And obviously we will look very sharply for the announcements. And speaking of announcements, now excluding the launchpad, and this is my last question, and then I will let you go. Do you have any announcements which the community should look out for in the upcoming couple of weeks, or any message to the community, anything you want to share? It's like a freestyle.
A freestyle in English with my beautiful accent, not that easy. I
like it.
Thank you very much. I don't have any announcement, especially considering we announced a lot of things 1 week ago. 1 week ago during the CES, but if I had to maybe let a message to the community, it will be stay tuned. For Tada is just the beginning, and I really hope what we will prepare for you will make you happy.
Well, I think that is a nice message, and we are looking forward to see that. I don't see any questions. Let's see if we have any in the chat and in the comments. No, we just have, and thank you, Dorsoft, for advising about the bug. So it seems that we did a pretty good job because nobody has any questions, and that means that all the informations were shared, which actually I can state that based on what you shared with us. And I would like to thank you for that, and thanks for taking the time in this busy period of the project's life.
With pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. And hopefully we'll be able to make a new space for debriefing after the launch.
Well, I really want to do that. So after, as I said, after the dust settled and you made the first step, maybe in 1 month, 2 months, then we will get back to this, for another chat, and let's see what happened, how were the experiences. So yeah, totally looking forward for that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, and thank you everyone who listened in. Don't forget that we also have a roundtable with Naini and Peter. My colleagues will host that in 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that as well. Thank you again, William, for being here. Thank you for sharing all the info, and I hope I see you soon or hear from you soon.